Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to your latest Chelsea news. I think this is more of a Liverpool news, but do you know what? I wanted to talk about some of these Liverpool news today because obviously we've got Liverpool coming up and it's prudent to understand exactly what type of beast that we are coming up against. And there's a lot of scaremongering. There's a lot of, I suppose, depressed views. There's a lot of negative views, whatever you want to call it, in regards to Chelsea. We've got no chance against Liverpool. I wanted to paint a picture. And look, I'm not trying to put out a statement or put out a message out there that, oh, Chelsea are 100% going to win. No, I'm trying to bring some balance to this match that we've got coming up against Liverpool, that Liverpool got their own concerns as well. Liverpool 100% have their concerns. To all the people that have watched Liverpool this season, and I've watched quite a lot of Liverpool this season, I have to say, yes, they are star-studded. Oh my God, they're full of stars. Salah, Isak, Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, Van Dijk, Alisson, Kirkes, Frimpong, so on and so forth, right? Gravenberch, they look brilliant. Wrong, absolutely wrong, ladies and gentlemen. They definitely have flaws in every single match they've played. It looked like they could be opened up from the very beginning against Bournemouth, then against Newcastle, then against whoever else they've come up against so far. Obviously, recently they've lost against Crystal Palace. They've lost to Galatasaray away from home in the Champions League. Back-to-back losses. They could be potentially looking at 3 losses in a row against us. I mean, they could be. I'm not saying they will. But this is the predicament they find themselves in, ladies and gentlemen. They've not been the best. They definitely have major flaws in their midfield, in their fullbacks, even their defenders with Virgil van Dijk and Konate. Virgil van Dijk probably has looked solid, but Konate is definitely looking like a bit of a weak link this season. Is a top defender, don't get me wrong, but he's looking like a weak link this season so far. Can he click into gears? Maybe. But they've got distinct issues in the right side. They've got distinct issues in their left side. And their midfield composition is not entirely the best. And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, this is the latest. Coming from David Ornstein earlier today, Alisson likely to return for Liverpool after November international break following hamstring injury. 33-year-old had scans today and set to spend 6 weeks out. Could see Brazil international miss all of those games, yet to confirm, so on and so forth. The bottom line is he ain't featuring against us. This game is too early. He's definitely out of it. And that's a big blow. Alisson is a top goalkeeper, man. Top goalkeeper when it comes to, shot stopping, when it comes to 1v1, goalkeeping attributes, when it comes to playing out from the back. He's a very important component to Liverpool Football Club, and he's one of their leaders. So that's a huge miss. So when we paint the picture, right, yes, Chelsea got problems as well. Don't get me wrong, man. We've got our own issues, injury issues, but we've got bozos as well. Robert Sanchez, even though he's kept his bozo, attributes to a limited occasion in recent times, but ultimately he does have those bozo moments. So we've got goalkeeper problems within our ranks. But opposition are going to have, I believe, Mamardashvili as their goalkeeper, and we need to look at that as a positive for us. That it's not going to be all rosy for them in the back. Bringing in someone new like Mamardashvili, how is he going to build up for Liverpool? What are his instructions? Is he going to be as good as Alisson when it comes to shot stopping and 1v1 goalkeeping? So there's a question mark. On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, there's a question mark on Ekitike as well. He's been on fire. He's probably one of the only players in Liverpool, along with Gravenberch, because Mo Salah has not been playing well. And we're going to talk about others. Ekitike is one that has definitely been on fire. And apparently there could be issues there as well. We'll see. I feel like he may not start. even though his issues are sort of downplayed a little bit now. New, coming from this journalist, Liverpool are hopeful that Hugo Ekitike has avoided serious problems after pulling up at Galatasaray. So he pulled up at Galatasaray. The player is hoping to be fit to travel to Chelsea, and his immediate post-match thought was that it is cramp rather than anything more pressing. Now, look, he might have recovered from the cramp, and he might be starting for Liverpool, but there could be a question mark there as well. That will Liverpool, take the gamble and start him in a highly pressurized game? This is not, we're not a Mickey Mouse team. Regardless of all the issues that we have, we're not a Mickey Mouse team. We'll give someone a game. Will Ekitike, is he going to be gambled by Liverpool to start the game, knowing that he pulled out from the Galatasaray match with cramp? Now it seems like, and this match against us, it's coming up in very, very quick turnaround. So there could be question mark there whether he starts, and that is going to be a big blow for them. Alisson not there. If Ekitike doesn't start, considering he's probably been there light up front, big problems for them. Isak hasn't really hit the ground running, and I don't want him to hit the ground running against us. As I said, Mo Salah so far this season has not looked entirely good. Yes, he still chips in with an assist. Yes, he still chips in with a goal, but he's not really clicked into gears. And their midfield, as I said, I've watched many of their games. Their midfield can be split open. Besides Gravenberch, their midfield can be split open. McAllister hasn't played really well either in recent times. I don't know what the problem is there, but maybe they're just gelling. As I said, just by simply getting all of these players, and they've brought a lot of players, that doesn't necessarily mean they're just going to click into gears. They're up for grabs. We are up for grabs as well. There's no doubts about that. I'm not shying away from that. We've got problems in our defense. We've got a lot of people that are not available. Tossen's not available. Wesley Fofana's not available. Chalobah's not available. You're potentially going to see Badiashile. Hopefully, he can pull up well off the back of that really good performance against Benfica. And maybe Jorel Hato. Perhaps Reece James as RCB and Cucurella inverting in midfield, and then basically dropping into left-back position. There could also be Achapong. I don't know. But I feel like this probably brings the best balance in defense. Jorel Hato wasn't really that bad last time he started. Actually was very good. So that could be our defensive composition. And yeah, as I said, we've got problems. In midfield, there seems to be knocks to Caicedo. There seems to be, question mark up front with João Pedro. Hopefully Romeo Lavia can feature in this match in midfield, because there's no Andre Santos as well. There's another injury there. Enzo Fernandez really need to kick into gears, because he's been off since the start of this season. So look, the bottom line is, ladies and gentlemen, there's problems for Liverpool. We've got problems, but if we show, like the way PSG has shown against Barcelona, if we show that kind of character, then we can get something out of it. We're at home. We need to play on the front foot. We really need to start having a more positive intent, more positive energy. Barcelona's team was rocking. Yamal, Pedri, Frankie de Jong, so on and so forth. Yet, PSG came in with the front line that they did, no João Neves as well, and they still smoked Barcelona. Yeah, the scoreline doesn't show that. I watched in the second half, especially PSG absolutely smoked Barcelona. It comes down to the coaching. It comes down to how the coach wants to translate his views to the team. If we want to be cowards, then we're probably going to lose. If we want to show some sort of intent, we can get them. And don't forget, Florian Wirtz. He's another player that's not been playing well for Liverpool as yet. Struggling big time. We need to take advantage of these things. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to share some of these Liverpool news so that moving into this fixture, we're not entirely feeling scared. Liverpool are wounded. Now, could that be a problem? when you're wounded, that's when you're at your best because you're focused. We should be focused too. We really should be focused. We wounded as well. Look at the caliber of players we don't have. Cole Palmer, another one, big time player that we don't have available. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. How are you feeling? The fact that Ekitike and definitely Allison are not going to be featuring. Ekitike, I don't know. I don't know whether he's going to start. I'm assuming he won't. How are you feeling moving into this match? Are you giving Chelsea Football Club any chance at all? Knowing that this is what's going on with Liverpool and considering their recent form and their start as well, I know they've picked up points, but it's not been polished at all. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. Smash up the like button. Subscribe to my second channel. That's right there, the QR code. Make sure you subscribe to that. We're going to be dropping more content over there on a regular basis. And I shall see you guys with another video tomorrow as we start building up to that Liverpool game. Until next time, everyone, take care. See ya. Bye.